Welcome everybody to episode 2 of Moto Talk. Caverick, Stewart, and I want to thank you for joining us. Here at Moto Talk, we offer a place for the amateur riders to meet, talk about the sport they love, make some new friends, and of course, out here to thank your sponsors and everyone that helps you get to the races. So first off here, we have a huge guest. You guys should be super excited. Zac Ames, national amateur champion, arena cross specialist, international racer. He's raced all around the world. So everybody welcome Zac Ames to the show. Thanks, Zac, for hopping on with us.
Hey, no worries. Thanks for having me.
So Zac, you raced your whole life. Loretta Lynn's in the PW class, arena cross. I mean, you're just a staple in the arena cross series. A bunch of other arena cross, Buku and Loretta Lynn's. And
yeah, a little background. My family is all drag racers. So during the downtime in the winter, they took me to a local arena cross, the Marion Indoors. And we just went to watch and hang out. We had me and my sister had some junior dragsters waiting for us the next year. But then, after we seen it, we went a couple times and we decided, let's try this. And then we sold the junior dragsters and got some dirt bikes and started riding when I was 3, racing when I was 4. And it kind of snowballed from there early on. We kind of went to the big races and ended up qualifying for Loretta's in 95 in the 7 to 8 class. And then ended up doing really well there. It was a super muddy race too. Like, I don't know, it was one of the monsoons at Loretta's they always have.
Yeah, you never know about whether it's going to be muddy, not muddy, area qualifier, regional. Yeah. You got to be ready to ride the mud. And I know some of these guys actually had to ride the mud this past weekend at Pleasure Valley. I saw some photos. It was wild. Zac, who's your favorite rider of all time?
When I was growing up, I kind of, obviously McGrath, and I looked up to Wyndham a lot because he was super smooth and his style was really good, really cool. But I had a couple local heroes, David Hill. I actually, when I was riding for F&S Suzuki, he was a teammate and he was pro, and it was him and Scott Metz. I really looked up to them guys. They kind of took me under their wing a little bit and help me ride and give me some pointers, just like you guys are doing today. So it was pretty fun.
Zac, tell me about your favorite race of all time, like the one where you're like, you can't stop telling people about it.
It was actually, I would say the Tulsa Arena Cross. It was the first race, the first year that they did the race to the championship, where they, with 4 races to go, they reset the points. And I was kind of leery on that because at that point I had, somewhat of a lead in the red plate heading into the chase. And I was kind of worried about that. And we had some suspension issues and practice didn't go too good. And just kind of put my head down. And I was kind of thankful that I had the teammates that I did, Tyler Bowers and Colt Nichols at that time. They kind of helped me keep my head on straight a little bit. And then the night show came. Won the heat race and then won both motos and was the leader coming out of there. And just the race itself was super fun with my teammates. And we both went, or all 3 of us went 1, 2, 3. So it was a pretty cool race.
Have you ever had like a bad race? Some of my buddies, they go out there, they didn't have quite the race they were looking to have, or didn't finish where they really were hoping to be. Maybe they had some bike problems. Did you ever have a race like that?
Oh yeah, that it was the following year. We were in Kentucky, and I was leading the points chase at that time, red plate and everything. And all I had to do, I can't remember. All I had to do was get a couple points this weekend, and we were looking good for the rest of the chase. And ended up having a radiator issue, and a hose broke or a hose clamp come loose or snapped or something, and the bike was overheating and I couldn't finish the race. And all I needed to do was just get a couple points, and that wasn't the case.
Things happen, and it's kind of just out of our control, and
yep.
we just got to deal with it and come back better and more prepared next time, learn from our mistakes. You know, we've all had it happen. It's it can really bring you down, but you just got to go and be ready for the next race.
Everything's sort of a learning curve. Anything that happens, it's at the time you don't want to learn from it or take anything from it, but it's teaching you, every little thing's teaching you something about, you know, the next time and to be prepared.
That's right. Yeah, just learn from everything and keep thinking about what's coming next. So the infamous question here we ask on Moto Talk for our new guests is, let's see if Caverick, can you ask Zach? Do you know the question? What's the infamous question?
Who are your sponsors?
No, Caverick, before that one.
What makes you like riding dirt bikes?
What makes me like riding dirt bikes? In the beginning, it was just, you know, back in the day, we didn't really have the video games and stuff like that. So it was just something, you know, I looked forward to every day to ride my dirt bike because that was all we had. But as the time went on and the races went on, I just enjoyed, you know, the friends I met and, you know, the good times at the track, even off the bike, but still at the track hanging out. And you know, you only see those friends on the weekends. So it was pretty cool to learn, I don't know, what, you know, different people do and just hanging out with different friends all the time.
And Zach, you know, you continue to race. So I'm going to rephrase that question and ask you, why do you love racing so much? What gets you going about showing up to race, whether it was at 2 wheels, 4 wheels, what gets it? What just keeps you coming back each weekend and wanting more?
I think it's just a feeling of say, you know, you want to hit a new jump that you haven't hit before, and the feeling you get from that, it's just, you know, I like the adrenaline you get from that. So I keep pushing myself to do those things. And now that I'm retired from motocross, you know, even on the 4-wheel stuff with sprint cars, you know, I'm nervous and get that feeling every time I strap in, just because I'm still learning and it's the process all over again from being little on a dirt bike. So just the feeling you get and the adrenaline you get from doing it, you know.
I'm the same way, and I'm sure everyone on here and listening can agree with us on that. You raced pro, you made Loretta Lynn's, you were a successful dirt bike racer. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing now.
So as I retired, I was kind of fortunate for my dirt bike career to not have too many injuries, but I did have the last race of Arena Cross. I did have a wrist injury and it you know, ended that career. But then, you know, a few years later, you know, with age, you get a cage is the saying. So I'm in a sprint car now, a 410 wing sprint car. And last year was my first year basically racing that, and hit 14 races and ended up 5th in points. And then this year I'm on a team and have a crew and a nice crew chief. And, you know, we're doing some big things already this year. Making an all-star race A main and doing, you know, really well. So just transitioning, you know, once you get the racing bug, it never leaves. So you try to find it anywhere you get.
I was out there this past weekend watching you race, and it looks so fun. I'm sure you're having a blast on there. Every time I see you, you just had a huge smile on your face. So I can relate to that. That's awesome. Glad to see you still out here competing, racing. And I know you have a ton of fans. Where can we come watch you race, Zach?
So this year, my main schedule is on Friday nights, I'm usually at Attica Raceway Park. And then on Saturday nights, I'm here in Wayne County at the Speedway. And then in June, we have a big 9-day spread. It's called Ohio Speed Week. And we race 9 different races in Ohio, 9 days in a row. So it's, you know, it's going to be a fun year.
Yeah. So you sounds like you have a ton of races coming up. Not only do you race, but now you have your company. So if anyone needs anything, I'll let you explain a little bit. What do you do?
Yeah, so again, after I retired from motocross, you're kind of finding what you want to do and finding your niche. And I actually started a pressure washing business, cleaning houses and buildings and commercial buildings and stuff like that. So This will be the second full-time year or full season of doing that. And, it's going really well. Obviously growing up, cleaning your own bikes and pressure washing and stuff, keeping your stuff clean, you kind of learn how to do that. So it's a fun process owning your own business.
He's right in Worcester area. I'm sure he'll travel to get you out your house, driveways, all that cleaned up. And then, Zach, we just want to, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. And I know you have some people to thank. Your car, I don't think there was even room for another sticker on there. So who's helping you out? And we look forward to seeing you. I'll see you again here this weekend at Wayne County Speedway Saturday night. So hopefully some of these guys will want to come out and watch you race too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people behind me. Like I said, I drive for a guy now. So Sid and Beth Eichelberry, they own all the sprint car stuff. And then shophod.com, a good buddy of mine, he races sprint cars as well. Performance Foot and Ankle, just a bunch of friends really that are sponsors that kind of hopped on. So it's pretty thankful for all my sponsors.
And then what's your Instagram so everyone can go follow you?
Yeah, my Instagram is Ames596.
Big thanks, Zac Ames, for taking the time out of his day to hop on the show and share some of his experience racing with us. So thanks again, Zach, and we'll be talking to you soon. Hey, maybe we'll see you come do some demonstrations at the Speed Farm one of these days.
Yeah, I would hope so. I got my bike ready, so this summer would be fun.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Zach, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Caverick Stewart, Cav's behind the Moto Talk show. He had the idea. He wanted to talk to his friends, meet some new people, and share how his racing went.
Hi, my name is Caverick, and I race a junior and PW50 from Corn City, PA.
What made you want to start this podcast and talk to everybody?
Because I wanted to hang out with my buddies, and talk about the last race.
Awesome, Caverick. Well, thanks for coming up with this great idea. So you raced at Pleasure Valley over the weekend. Walk me through practice.
I went out for practice, and then I got settled in on the bike.
So you felt good out there in practice. It wasn't muddy. Was that on Saturday?
Yeah.
When did it get muddy? Was
Sunday morning.
Complete different track to ride on. What was it like out there in the mud?
Very slick and stuff. It was rutted up. It was bumpy.
How do you like to go in that from a dry track to a muddy track? What do you do different on the bike?
I slow it down a little bit when it's muddy, but when it's dry, I keep on the gas.
What did you end up overall?
First and third.
Which class did you get first in?
Junior class.
Tell me what you felt like when you were coming across the finish line and you knew you were winning.
I was really happy.
You knew you had the number one. Did you get a big trophy?
I just got a plaque.
So you're going to be getting ready to go for the regionals coming up. And then what are you going to be doing to prepare for that this weekend?
I'm going to try to do my best and stay off the ground.
There you go. That's a good plan. We got a few others on here today. AJ, we have Braden, we have the Means kids, we have Tatum, and we also have Tegan on here, ready to talk about their weekend. So let's pop over to Tatum. Tatum Vian, she is a fast little girl.
I'm Tatum Vian. I race a KTM 65, and I live in Beaver Falls, PA. 9 years old.
So Tatum, you raced over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you race at this weekend?
Pleasure Valley.
So you were at Pleasure Valley. How did your weekend go?
It went pretty good.
What was the hardest part of the track?
The sand part was the hardest part because it was like when it was muddy, if you let off the gas, your front end would get stuck and you would go over the bars.
What do you feel like you do different from riding on a dry track to a muddy track?
On the muddy track, if you just stand up a bunch and squeeze the bike with your legs, you'll probably mostly stay up. And on the dry track, it's just pretty simple.
So in the mud, you kind of want to keep the front end light and stay on the gas and use your body to control it, where on the flat or when it's dry and easy track for the most part, conditions wise, you're more up over the front, kind of sitting down, setting up your corners a little better. Is that kind of how you
Yeah.
you do? And Tatum, where are you racing next?
Well, this weekend we're gonna race at Switchback, and then I don't know where we're racing next weekend.
I can't wait to get out there and ride with you again. See you at the Speed Farm. It looks like you're having a blast out there. Tatum, the infamous question, what do you love so much about riding and racing your dirt bike that keeps you coming back and wanting to practice and go to the races?
Just being able to kind of get out of the house and have fun and be able to make more friends.
That's great. So you love it just like all of us. Who do you want to thank? Who are your sponsors?
Well, my parents helped me get to the races, Speed Farm, and Smooth Speed, 343 Graphics.
Thanks for hopping on here. I can't wait to hear how Route 62 goes for you on Monday, and hopefully you get some hole shots and get out there and bring home a championship this weekend. So good luck, Tatum.
Thank you.
Braden, thanks for joining us. You raced over the weekend. Braden, tell us who you are, what you race, where you're from, and how old you are.
I'm 13. My name's Braden. I'm from Medina, Ohio. I race a Kawasaki KX112.
Braden, I've been working with you for a while out at the Speed Farm and seeing some really good improvements. Braden's having a blast out there. How'd you do this weekend, Braden? Where'd you race?
Western Reserve. It was super muddy, and it was like there was standing water on the track, and they couldn't groom it because it was too wet for them, and like it was sticky mud, so like it would go up to like your ankles, and if you stopped, you were stuck. And it's sliding everywhere, and I thought they were going to cancel the race. There was lightning and thunder in the morning, and then it cleared up for a little bit, and then it got bad again. And then in Schoolboy 1, I got, I think, second in the whole shot, and then I got first. And then in Super Mini, I was trying to do a first gear whole shot like we were working on, and I fouled my plug. But I still got the whole shot, and then I won that with a fouled plug, and my clutch was slipping. I fell over on like a hill. It was like kind of like the one we were working on, and I couldn't get up it. I kept sliding. And then I was in second for a little bit, and then I got first at the end.
What helped you keep it on two wheels?
I was trying to just like stay in the right gear, carrying my speed. I was just making sure I was like staying on the gas and not letting off and getting stuck.
Nothing's worse than going down in the mud and your hand, your glove, your throttle, your grip is just covered in mud. Now you can't even hold on. Did you save your bars from going in the mud when you fell, or were they pretty slick?
Yeah, I saved them. I made sure I didn't get it in there.
So Braden, you've been training out at Speed Farm, seeing some major improvements. What do you love so much about riding and going to the races? What keeps you coming back?
I think it's just like it's a really good way to like if you got something on your mind and you ride, everything's just gone and you can have fun, go fast.
Well, Braden, who are your sponsors that you want to thank today?
my mom and dad, Speed Farm, Liette, ASV, ODI, 100%, Mika Metals, and True MX.
Braden, thanks for hopping on with us. Hey, Gannon, how you doing?
Good. My name is Gannon Meads. I'm from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. I ride Gas 50.
Do some racing this weekend?
Yeah, I raced at High Point.
No, you didn't. You raced at Pleasure Valley.
I mean, Pleasure Valley.
So you guys, did you see Caverick at Pleasure Valley?
Yeah.
Did you see Tatum at Pleasure Valley?
Yeah.
What day did you race?
Saturday it was like dry, and then Sunday it was like mud.
How did you feel in the mud? What was your bike doing?
Sliding.
Did you just have to hold it pinned?
Yeah.
So do you like riding in the mud, Gannon?
Yeah.
Everyone who lives in like Ohio, like the Northeast, we have to ride in the mud. And when there gets to be a mud race, we are usually the ones who come out up front because we have no choice. Where the guys in Florida, California, they really don't get much mud riding. Who do you want to thank? Who's your sponsors?
Mom, Dad, Michael Metals, Jonathan Roman, O'Neill, Spy, East American Motorsports,
Jesse Semino for fixing your bike.
Jesse Semino for fixing my bike,
And where are you racing next?
Maple Shade
Maple Shade. Have you ever raced at Maple Shade?
once.
Well, good luck this weekend, and hopefully we'll see you on Monday and talk about your race. Hey, AJ, are you with us?
Yeah, I am Addison Semino. I'm from Port Allegheny. From Rowlett. I live on Linegar Creek Road. I'm 7 years old.
And what class do you race?
65.
Where'd you race this weekend?
Pleasure Valley.
You raced at Pleasure Valley too?
Yeah. The mud was like 5 feet deep. It was fun. One race I couldn't see, and I raced a whole lap without goggles.
You took them off?
Yeah, I raced a whole lap without goggles.
Sometimes you have no choice, right? You just got to rip them off.
Yeah.
No tear offs.
Rip 'em off.
What'd your face look
No,
like?
I had no tail.
What did your face look like when you came off the track? Was it covered with mud?
Yeah, no, there was only my mouth and my eyes were left.
Are you racing this weekend, AJ?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Boot camp. Jones and Roman at Dublin Gap.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Steve Roman, I grew up with him. He's a little younger than me, but he's a great guy. Mad Mike Jones. I'm sure you guys are gonna learn a lot and have a blast out there. So AJ, the most important question: why do you love riding your dirt bike so much?
I don't know. I just like riding dirt bikes.
So when you get on your bike, do you have a smile or a frown?
A smile.
Big smile.
Yeah.
And when you talk to your friends, do you talk about dirt bikes all the time? What do you want to do after
Sometimes.
school every day?
Ride my bike.
Well, thanks, AJ. We'll talk to you after boot camp this weekend, and hopefully you have some good tips that you can share with everyone on what you learned. Who do you want to thank?
Midtown Motel, The Friendly Inn, Fox's Pizza Den, Night Leader Motos, Closest Lumber, Napa, Ozen, Charlie's, Semino Logics, W11, Cousin Design, AOT, Cycle Center, Cherry Ridge Forest Product, Rick's Auto, and we would rough.
Wow, you have a ton of sponsors. That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear about boot camp this weekend. Thanks for hopping on with us, AJ. We'll see you next week. We have Tegan Clark. Hey, Tegan.
Hi, I'm Tegan Clark. I'm from down in Ohio, and I'm 8 years old.
What do you race?
50 senior basketball now.
Soon to be racing the 65 too, right? You just got that new bike. How's the new 65?
It's fun.
Little different. What's different than the 50?
It's faster. You shift, and it's like the suspension is more better.
So you have a lot to learn. But hey, I saw you out there, and first day on it, second time on it, you were looking really good. So I'm excited to see you get used to that new bike. You're gonna love it. You're already sending that 50 over huge jumps. Wait till you get comfortable on the 65. Tegan, you got a chance to race the KTM Challenge at St. Louis. How was that?
It was fun. Like there's this like tabletop. It was like really fun. Like you can hit it and stuff, and like the rollers were fun.
Tell me about your day when you were under like the KTM race team tent. Tell me about the day and all the cool stuff that you got to do in St. Louis.
It was cool because like we got like a new helmet, like a chest protector, gear, and then like we got to see all the riders, and it was cool in the open Santa Maria. It was cool.
It was pretty cool. I saw you on TV. We were all cheering for you over here. What did it feel like to be riding in front of all those fans?
It was cool, and like it's like one life in a lifetime, so it's like really cool.
Were you nervous?
Yeah.
And you got third, so that's incredible. You were up on the podium. I saw the pictures, just looked like you were having a blast out there.
Yeah.
Tegan, why do you like riding so much? The infamous question: what makes you want to ride your dirt bike? Why? What do you got? What do you got for us?
It's fun because like you get to race, and like the trophies is fun, and like you get to see all your friends.
I just saw a picture of you holding some first place trophies. Where were those from?
The fit bike race.
That was the awards down at Route 62 yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what did you get first in?
The 50 senior and 50 open.
Awesome. So I'll add that to the trophy room. Ange and Mark, you're gonna need to, get a bigger room for all these trophies. Well, Tegan, thanks for hopping on with us. Who are your sponsors that you want to thank today?
Mom and Dad, New Leaf, Speed Farm, Dunlop Tires, 100%, Troy Lee Design. That's it.
Well, thanks for hopping on here, Tegan. Are you racing this weekend?
Mm.
All right. Well, I know I'll be seeing you this week, so we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for hopping on, and hopefully you get to meet some of the riders that maybe you don't know that are on here. Hey, Cav, any questions you want to ask anybody on here?
Are you doing the area qualifiers for Maple Shade Cannon?
I don't know.
Yes, I am.
AJ, are you gonna win the area qualifiers?
I'm gonna try.
So Gannon, you're gonna do the area qualifiers too. So what's your prediction? Do you think you're gonna get top 6 or what?
My goal is to just go top 5.
About switch
Yeah.
fast.
Why did you have a dirt bike on your head? It kind of made me laugh.
Gannon, what was your favorite part about the race on Sunday?
When it was over.
How many times did you go down?
Once, and I was in practice on Sunday.
I know AJ went down a couple of times. I seen him. I ended up with his goggles when he took them off.
Yeah.
I seen him wrecking that sand. What'd you do wrong in the sand that you wrecked, AJ?
No, like there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go. It was just straight up 2 feet mud. I hit a rock and went over the bars, and my face landed in the mud, and I couldn't see anything. So the guy took him to the sign-up place, and I rode the rest of the race with no goggles.
Yeah, that's what Cav did in the open race. He stopped after he come up out of the bottom and stopped his bike and took his goggles off. And when he got back, he had a bunch of.
Kind of like last week, I lost my seat and I stood up the whole race.
Oh, Gannon lost his seat on practice on Saturday, didn't ya?
Yeah, I seen Gannon riding around without a seat, and his dad was standing there holding it. Why didn't you have a seat, Gannon?
I was just standing up. And trust me,
Your dad unloosened it so you knew it.
His dad took his seat because he was sitting down too much. So Derek took his seat off so he wouldn't sit.
How about you, Tatum? How'd you do Sunday? Did you have any wrecks?
Yeah, I went over the bars in the sand.
Oh man, Cav loves it. That sand section. Cav loves it. He flies through that thing. But last year he really struggled. He struggled a lot last year.
Tatum got caught too in the one of them ruts going right into the off camber. Also,
oh man,
and went down right there. And if she wrecks at Pleasure Valley, it's normally right in that spot coming off that straight right before you go into the off camber there, because they got all them different lines where you take the lower, the middle, or the upper side. And she normally always takes the upper side of that, which is a quick line, but I don't know if she got mixed up in the wrong line and tried to get out of it and like fell over there, but the ruts were pretty deep in that spot.
Well, everybody
that off camber is gnarly.
Yeah, they were cutting into the grass there a bunch too.
Yeah, everybody was like cutting into the grass.
I seen Cabrick when he went up to them ruts. He was kind of like pushing his bike, like running with the bike, because them little 10-inch wheels, them ruts were just sucking him up. You know, I don't know what happened, but he ended up wrecking on the concrete pad for the junior class. But
that concrete was really slick too.
Jesse would take his bike and just kind of burn the back tire, get some rubber down on that. And the first moto he did that, Cabrick shot out of there like a rocket. And then the second moto he come out a little too fast and grabbed the gas again, and it just spun him around.
The gates, as soon as you got on it, you just thought it was a pool you were gonna sink. Going off the gates, you think you're just gonna spin out and all that, but you really don't.
Are you guys happy that they only did one moto, or did you guys want to do a second moto?
I didn't want like 10 feet of mud.
I wanted another moto, but my bike would have been caked in mud because it was already like you couldn't see anything on my bike. And then my dad made me clean it.
After a mud race like that, I try to re-grease as much as I can too on the bike. So I'll pull a bunch apart and re-grease and clean everything real good. Make sure, especially like places with sand or, the mulch like they have at Pleasure Valley there and stuff. So
AJ, I know you just recently turned 7, so you still had your senior year. This would have been your senior year, and you went to Loretta's last year on your junior. Tell us a little bit how it felt at Loretta's on your junior.
It was crazy. There was this swing that flies into like a super deep river where you like grab onto the rope, swing off the tree, and let go in the air. And there was like a rope you climb on until you reach the height.
Harper.
There was on the top. There was one that you swing off, but it was like a 20-50 feet drop.
Yes. So how did you like the track? Was the track nice?
Yes, it was very nice.
Yeah.
I got
that-
19th overall.
Maverick,
What?
are you going to Maple Shade?
Wow. I
We
am.
never raced Maple Shade. Is it a nice track?
Maverick does not like Maple Shade.
No.
Hey, Tatum, your little brother was racing this weekend, wasn't he?
Yeah. He got 6th.
He got 6. Was that his first race?
Second outdoor race. First one was High Point.
Where's he at? He needs to hop on the show and share how his race went.
I'll go get him.
My dad's gonna go get him.
Hey, Brody, what's up?
Hi.
What do you want her for?
Brody, did you race this weekend? That was your second outdoor race at Pleasure Valley. How did you feel out there?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the track, Brody?
Was it going over the tabletops?
Yeah.
Were you going fast out there?
Yeah.
What kind of bike were you riding, Brody?
A PW50, my new one.
What color is it?
To see you.
Blue.
When's your next race, Brody?
Mm.
Do you love racing? What makes you want to go ride your dirt bike?
Right. Got hit and jumps.
You love hitting jumps and going fast?
Yeah.
What number are you?
I don't know.
730.
730. Is that your trophy from Saturday or from this weekend at Pleasure Valley? That's pretty cool. Good job. I can't wait to hear how your next race goes. He's new on the 50. Do you have any tips for him?
Stay out of the big ruts and do the smooth lines. And hold it wide open. Hey, Brody.
Thank you.
Twist the grip.
Twist the grip. Brody, how old are you?
4 years old.
Brody, do you like riding with now that you can get out there and ride with your sister?
Yeah.
Can you keep up with her?
Probably.
You guys race each other in the yard all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
Who's faster?
I think I am at my new PW50.
You're faster. Tatum, I don't know if Tatum is going to believe that.
I was on his older PW50 and I was going way faster than him. It's the opposite.
I'm sure.
All right, well, we'll have to have Dad send some videos to show some proof. But I know Tatum's out there ripping, and Brody, you got to come out to the speed farm and ride with us sometime too.
Yeah.
Soon, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gannon, do you have any tips for Brody on the PW50?
No. I haven't been on a P-Dub for a long time. I forget how to even ride one.
All right, well, you got to think for a minute and give him a tip. You got something.
Just twist the throttle and go, right?
That's all.
Well, hey guys, thanks for coming on the show. Episode 2. We can't wait for the next episodes to come. Tell your friends, anyone who raced this past weekend or who loves to ride, we'd love to have them on the show and share what they have going on. Hopefully next week we'll have another pro rider to give us some tips and share their racing career with us. We had Corey Steed last week. This week, Zac Ames. It's going to be hard to compete with that. Maybe we can get Steve Roman or Mike Jones on here. That'd be pretty cool. And I'll see you guys next week on Moto Talk.
Bye,
Get fast,
everyone.
get last.